You know, I'm gonna disagree with a lot of people when it comes to Jay Z in terms of battling. I know some people. Let me say something that might be profound to some of y'all. I know some of y'all think that the person who's the better battler is the person that's the better lyrically. I actually don't think that's the case at a certain level. At a certain level, you have to have the entry fee, which means as long as you could rap to a certain level, you're good. It doesn't matter if you're the best rapper. What I personally believe rap battles are these days is a mudslinging contest, which means the less people know about you, like for example, you know nothing about it. Like, what is Kendrick doing right now? You have no fucking clue. Like, we haven't seen Kendrick in months. Like, we don't know what he's doing, right? So it's easy for him to basically just talk about you when you're in the media every day. You're outside every day. Jay Z, he's led a public life for the most part for 30 years or 40 years, whatever. There's a lot that Drake or anyone else could talk about him. He's been in these highly public relationships. Same with Drake. That makes them vulnerable and susceptible to all type of ways that people could attack him. So I know people want to be like, man, if you couldn't, well, Kendrick, Jay-Z's this different animal. I'm saying that any level of rapping that Jay could attain in a battle, Drake could attain. What ultimately, if they ever battled, it was going to come down to who could say the most. Like, Jay's obviously going to use certain angles, right? I'm a boss. You're just never the boss like me. I'm a billionaire. I know you think you're comparing, but you're still a little nigga to me. Like, pretty much a little nigga him the whole time. Drake could basically say, listen, I passed you mad quick. You basically, been trying to ride my wave to some extent. Like, there's ways he could try to like flip it in his own way. Ultimately, let's be honest, we've seen a couple rap battles before. This shit would definitely get determined on who could expose some shit about each other. Like, that's what it's gonna be. Like, let's keep it 100. And I think both of them, I think why Drake, I think unless Drake has a battle that would favor him on a career level, which means I didn't like the Kendrick battle necessarily, even though I'm glad he did take it. If he won that battle, there was no upside. Like, no one would give Drake extra props for beating Kendrick. I'm sorry, Kendrick is just not one of those ones. And when I mean not one of those ones, like, yes, maybe like in that respect thing, but who gives a fuck? I know some of y'all like live and die with this like respect. Who gives a fuck? The point is, Kendrick wasn't close to his level of relevance. There's no fans of Kendrick that you were gonna win over. Winning would be like it's winning the respect Olympics. Okay. So his career couldn't benefit from it because right now he's at the top of the mountain. And I don't think his shit would go up. You wouldn't gain more relevance for beating Jay-Z. But I guess the respect level might go up. But I will say, I do actually think that Jay-Z's an easier matchup for Drake than Kendrick was. I think Kendrick has lived a private, personal life. I could list off 30 things now where he's a hypocrite. Like, Jay-Z has a very colored and checkered history that if you were dissing him in a battle, you could pull from mad things and get at him about. And that's what makes him vulnerable. And by the way, let's say if he was battling with somebody else that wasn't Drake, all they got to do is use all these angles and fucking, try to like destroy him. Epstein, this, that, and the third. So if you ask me, I know people want to say that Jay-Z would be a more potent candidate than Kendrick. I think not. I think Jay-Z would be an easier person to hang with or defeat than Kendrick, mostly because rap battles these days are a mudslinging contest. Okay? Also, if I really had to pick who would be likely to make a hit song in a battle, obviously we have already seen it. I think Jay-Z is a much easier person to defeat if Drake would indulge. Now, I don't think Drake is going to indulge. It just doesn't gain him anything. Like, would you participate in a competition where even if you win, you gain nothing? Probably not, right?